what we need to do to get ourselves economically prepared. Because, if we're not ready to be prepared, and you're going to see these inflation goes up on our food sources, gas, goods sold, and many people are going to be losing their jobs. What are you going to do if this thing happens next week? How much food do you have saved? How much money do you have in the bank account or even on the side? Ask yourself literally, if something happens next week and within a month or two, do you have food in the house that you can store? Or do you have money that you can, cash on hand that you can, put gas in it? Because, gas price is going to go up, food price is going to go up, everything's going to go up, and it's going to be a bubble. What do you have prepared? And if you don't have those things prepared, well, we have some experts in the studio today that's going to talk about what we need to do to prepare our family, our friends, and our community, and basically how to survive during this economic hardship. Once again, Minister Farrakhan, he spoke about it's going to be a 3-year, and there's going to be at least 1 year it's going to be so bad that, it's going to be a lot of anger and resentment and a lot of protesting in the streets. And so while people are protesting, your baby still got to eat. So let's bring on our guest today, Shasta Broadus. Can you please introduce yourself, tell everybody what you're doing, and then of course we got our brother Leonardo. I call him Leo, brother Victory. I love that last name.
Victory is second. Yes, ma'am.
Victory the second. Can you don't forget Victory the second, because it'll be Victory the third pretty soon.
That's right.
Yes, ma'am.
And so basically, tell us what we need to do, because even myself, I'm doing what I can, but more knowledge is power, and we really need to figure out what we got to do in order to survive these economic hardships.
Well, I think the first thing is working together.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously we need to get better at building a community.
Right.
I'm with another organization, Phoenix Global Initiative,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one of the things that we're doing is we're reaching out and we're forming alliances with other organizations so that we can all come together so that we can prepare for the things that are going to be happening. There's a lot of things out there for us that we don't know about. Obviously, we need to research and read up on it. But like you mentioned, America is in debt. The debt is going up, and there's no way that we can get out of debt. The only way they're gonna get it, the only way that they can even get out of debt is through taxing us.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to prepare ourselves so that we know we're going to be taxed. That's the only thing that's sure here in America is death and taxes. And so we do have to prepare and let them know that we are, networking, building those relationships. Network marketing is pretty much going to be the wave of the future. If people don't realize that yet, you guys need to pay attention, because right now working for someone else is not going to give you the income that you need. We have to increase our income. We have to increase our income. We have to prepare for our kids' future. And in order to do that, we have to have a product and something that we're selling to others within our community. Those are things that I know about. I know there's some cryptocurrency. I'm not sure if anybody else is familiar with that, but that's something else that's going to be very beneficial to us. Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin is one of the major ones here. There's some other cryptocurrencies that are coming out. But we definitely need to be looking at other ways to leverage our money and leverage our relationships so that we can pull ourselves up out of this predicament that's going to be going on.
Right. And so basically, what are you all doing? Have you been around in the community, talk to community? What are you all doing to get the people on board and letting them know that a bubble's getting ready to bust pretty soon, and you've got to prepare your families and friends for this economic crisis that's about to take place real soon?
Well, I'm in financial services. Leo here, he's my business partner in financial services. And from what I've just been learning, that it's important to insure. And that's something that our community doesn't really know much about. And so I'm just on a crusade to educate and inform, to let people know that we have to put our money somewhere where it's going to grow. We can no longer continue to put our money in the bank.
Right.
They're not giving us enough interest on our dollar to continue to hold our money there.
Well, can you explain that for those people who don't understand? Why are you saying that basically should we put our money in the bank, or are you saying diversify somewhere else?
Well, yeah, definitely diversify. Utilizing the bank to leave a paper trail, because that's obviously how we have to operate in the society to get a home and to get business, things or whatnot. They want to see bank statements and things of that nature. But inflation is something that we forget about.
Right.
And so because of inflation, we have to put our dollar somewhere where it's going to gain interest.
Right.
And when we spend it, it doesn't gain any interest. We lose it. And
Definitely. Go ahead.
And so basically, we just need to put our money somewhere where we're going to be able to get more for our dollar than what we're getting for it today. Because in 10 or 20 years, we know gas is going up, the price of living is going up 3% a year.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
3%. And so we really have to be savvy, and we have to be diligent in our preparation here.
Definitely. My name is Leonardo Victory II. This is my business partner, Shasta Brothers. My father always used to tell me, prepare for war in a time of peace.
Right. Oh, I like that.
I never got what he was saying until I got like a little bit older, and then I was like, hold on. That preparation is everything. And if you don't prepare yourself, you're going to be in the worst predicament. One of the main things we really do need, not just with our people, but, in America in general, is make sure you know what you're doing. Know what you do today is going to affect you tomorrow. And then tomorrow is going to affect the next day and the next day and the next day. The sister was talking about network marketing. I don't know if y'all read out there. Y'all should. Robert T. Kiyosaki, he got a book called Business of the 21st Century. Great book. Great book. I recommend everybody to check that book out. If you're not preparing, it's going to be a wrap. I'm not even going to lie to you. And especially when it comes to saving, I say 80 to 90% of people, they don't know how to save, at all. So it sounds good when people be telling you, oh, man, look here, just put your money in a bank account and et cetera, right? So from my research and my understanding, the top interest rate that I seen, I think it was at 5%. So if you, then we talk about 5, but let's just say it's 5% on $100. How much is that? $5, 5% of $1,000. What's that? $50. So if you're not putting thousands and thousands, if you're not putting thousands and thousands of dollars in the bank, you're not going to see any money made off that interest. So you definitely have to prepare yourself. Another way how I always look at it, food always tastes way better when it's marinated instead of just seasoned. So that's what you got to do with your future, and that's what you got to do with your money. And there's definitely other alternates to save.
Okay, but as you said, because I've been reading some reports too, that what do you think about the stock market? Because a lot of people are saying, hey, take your money out the stock because it's getting ready to go down. And that money ain't going to be worth nothing. So I know you all are dealing with a lot of financial gurus, and they are just teaching and training you in your seminars how to prepare people. So what are they saying about the stock market?
Well, just from the things that I'm learning, the stock market is not for the little people.
No.
It's for people who actually have money to...
Thank you for telling me that, yeah.
to lose or whatnot. And so I know a lot of times people want to play in the stock market because they want to get that high return on their money. But essentially, you can also lose that.
Exactly.
Lose it just as fast. And so if you're not made of millions and millions of dollars, you really can't afford to take those losses in the stock market. And so what we're trying to teach our people is to have steady growth on their money, put their money somewhere where they don't have to participate in the stock market.
Right.
They can basically have protection, and they have steady growth on their money. So we're trying to create an environment for our clients and for the people that we love, obviously, and our friends and family, where they know that if you're not a millionaire, if you're not on track to be a millionaire, if you're not, know, in that realm, we really can't afford to be in the stock market. If you're going to invest in different stocks, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with investing in Target if you shop at Target.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with investing in, Wells Fargo, if you bank with Wells Fargo.
Yeah, but then you looking at Target, a lot of these people are closing down. Macy's closing down more stores. Now I'm looking at Walmart. It's decided that they're going to close down on some stores too. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? That these stores, these big megas, corporations are talking about closing down. You know, you already see a bunch of Kmart's went down the tube. So we know we're going into an economic recession. But now is, you know, because a lot of people say, hey, invest in your 401k. Well, I don't know about that, because a lot of people say if you have 401k, get your money out now, because it's going to lose its value pretty soon. And we already know that the dollar has no value to it now. It's just basically a piece of paper.
That's right.
But it doesn't have any type of weight like gold or anything that basically make it where it's worth anything. So the government, they ask everyone to inflate the dollar, and when you inflate the dollar, the more money they make, basically it loses value. And what's happening is the people are, you know, thinking, oh, the economy looks good, we're making all this money and dollars, but basically it's all a farce, because really this is only in America. But if you go out of other countries that are much more economic stable, our dollars don't mean nothing to them, because it's not backed by anything.
That's right.
We owe a lot. We owe many billions and trillions of money to companies. I mean, corporations and countries. So, what do you tell the people about the 401k?
Hold on, let me go in a little bit more on the stock market. My view on the stock market, if you don't have any financial literacy about the stock market, you don't need to be in it.
Right.
90% of people, they don't know anything about financial literacy. And when I say financial literacy, right, it's not a methodology where people be, oh man, you got to go to school for all that. No, it's just managing.
Manage your money.
That's all it. You just managing. People manage their bills. If you smoke cigarettes, you manage how many you gonna smoke. If you do the other one, you manage that. If you drink, you know how to manage that. You know how to manage relationships.
Some people don't know how to manage that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But they manage it. They just do it in a sloppy way. So the thing about it is, we don't have to manage our currency in a good way, even though if it's not worth anything, but the little that you do have, you have to manage it in a good way. And the stock market, if you look at it, it's owned by the top 5%.
Exactly.
So if you're looking at the top 5%, which is crazy, most people won't get a chance to even meet these people. I met 2 people that was in the top 5% in my whole life, and I'm 28.
Wow.
Like right now. So you really have to look at it. So, and then the thing about it, if they tell you about the 401k, put all your money in there, put all your money in there, put all your money in there. We have different ways to like manage this, manage that. You know, you look for different cars when you want to get something off the lot. You want to look at different apartments when you want to get that, when you still want to stay somewhere. But when it comes to retirement, it's just a 401k. Is that just odd to me, or is it should be odd to everybody? Because there's alternate ways. The thing about it is we don't know about it.
Well, can you explain the 401k? Because I think that, you know, a lot of people, especially our people, you know, you get to a job, they offer you the 401k, but they say it's a way for them for retirement. But can you explain the 401k so everybody understand how that works?
Well, the 401k is essentially a plan that your company gives you, and it's based off the S&P 500, which is the top 500 companies in the U.S. And so essentially you're going to be invested, well, depending on how long you're with the company. And, you know, if they're going to invest in you for being there with them. But you invest in the 401k as a savings plan, and you're supposed to get, you know, gains on that money that you're saving over a long-term duration. But as we've seen from the past, in 2008 was the biggest downfall that we've seen, is that people lost a lot of money in the 401k. And what Americans don't realize is that we're saving and we don't even know what we're saving for.
Exactly.
We don't have a plan. We don't know how much money that we're going to need when we turn 65. We're putting money away. And $500,000 isn't enough.
No, it's not.
And a lot of people have $500,000 in their retirement accounts, and they think they're going to be able to live off of that.
Well, no, you can't. Not the way this economy is going. You're not going to be able to. Yes.
Oh, my bad. Pardon me. My bad. I ain't want to cut you off. I was just saying I was going next.
Oh,
My bad. Pardon. No disrespect.
no, I was just like,
I
I
got
thought you
next.
were, you know,
Not I
because
got
we
next.
can, we,
Yeah,
you know,
no.
we can talk. And what
Yes,
I was
ma'am.
saying, and listen what you're saying, 500,000 is really, it's not going to be enough for us to retire on. But then you look at how much we're making now, damn near we're in poverty right now. So how in the heck can we save 500,000? And that's not going to be enough. That's still going to be poverty. So how do we do this when you're making $12 an hour, $14 an hour, and things like that? What do you tell the people how to manage their money?
It's all about sacrifices.
Right.
So if we learn to sacrifice and we learn how to manage, then we'll be in a way better place. But most people don't know how to sacrifice and they don't know how to manage.
Mm-hmm.
So then if you have children, this is very, very important.
Yes.
You have children, you have to install this in them.
Right.
If you don't install this type of stuff in your children, another generation is going to be lacking just
Right.
like you was.
Right.
So you would think it'd be common sense, like, I don't want my children to go through the same thing that I went through, but we don't understand that. And back to the 401ks, if you really look at it, it's a tax deferred program. So you
Right.
put in there tax deferred. Y'all have to listen to what I'm saying. When I say tax deferred, so literally, it's just basically like your gross. So whatever you get paid, you know, you look, it's like, okay, this is the gross and this is the net.
Right.
But the thing about it is, if inflation is going up,
Yes.
if taxes is going up,
Right.
it doesn't make sense for people to put their money in
Right.
somewhere
Uh-huh.
where it's going to be taxed later. So yes, they can match $1. Yes, they can match this. But what's going to happen later on? And
Right.
and it's crazy. If you right now, somebody just type in 2016 tax brackets and then have a breakdown on it. You know what I'm saying? So let's say it does grow to over $200,000.
Right.
Like right now. If you take the money out right now at this second, it's a 39% tax rate. Like right now.
Right,
We're talking about right now.
exactly.
So just imagine in years and years and years and years, and it's crazy if you research it. Back in it, like right now, they say this is the lowest it's been. It
Right.
used to be like 91%.
Right.
So you really have to put your money in an environment where, you know, it's taxed now. And you can pull it out whenever you want to because it makes sense. I mean,
Right.
if you don't want to rock with that, man, I'm just going to stick it, man, under my mat.
Uh-huh.
That's cool. Just keep on sticking it, sticking it, sticking
Well,
it.
and
Just
tha-
know
and
it's
that's
not going to be any growth.
I have a friend, and it was at this bank for about at least 3 years, 5 years, 5 years, and basically they just let him go because, you know, the economy. And so I was saying to him, I said, "Do you got your 401k?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Take it out," because the bottom line is that your money, you ain't gonna be able to grow it. Take that money out, get a hit on it, because later, I mean, think about it. You're gonna get a hit on it, so
Might as well take the hit now.
Might as well take the hit now, and then have your money in there, like you said, stuff it in the mattress. Do what you got to do, because when this thing's get ready to hit, there ain't gonna be no 401k.
Well, I wouldn't say stuff it in the mattress.
No, I'm just saying. Well, I'm just saying, as you know,
I know
I'm
what you
trying to be.
mean. I know
literal,
what you mean. I
you
know
know,
what you mean.
but you take it out. Take it out there. Because,
Well, I mean, there's other stuff that we don't think about, like
Right.
real estate. You know,
Right.
that's something else that we're not privy to, and we don't really know how that
Right.
works. And that's
Exactly.
another way that we can leverage, you know, getting income through
Right.
through real estate.
Well, I was listening to this man. I keep wanting to call him Saucy, but he was saying that right now, and that's true. What is true? This is a buyer's market. You know, basically, you know, you have all these people selling their property and things like that, or you know, they're selling it. But he said right now, if you, like you said, if you're not rich and you can, you know, pay that house off or whatever, don't go in there and try to invest in real estate, because it's going to crash too pretty soon. And if once it start crashing, you're going to be SOL, because you're not going to be able to, you know, get your money back for that. So I know that this is going to be a hard time, and we know that this is the Trump administration. The Republicans are running the House and things like that. The 45th president, he looking like, dang, I didn't know it was going to be this bad. Well, yeah, it is. So every year that debt ceiling keeps raising. You know, we're at $20 trillion.
We can all pull it up on the debt clock. The debt clock. You can pull it up daily.
And it's called the debt clock.
The debt clock.
Look at the debt clock.
Look at the debt clock. It's going up.
Yes.
And the only way they can get the debt is by taxing us.
Right.
And the only thing that we can do is to combat that is to make more money. And the only way to make more money is to create group economics.
Yes.
The only way to create group economics is through building a network.
Yes.
Everybody already knows that your network is your net worth.
Right.
We need to get better at building relationships.
Yes.
And
say
building.
It again.
I know, serious.
Say it again.
Serious. Please say that.
Say it again with the network.
Started from the beginning.
I don't remember what I said.
Because like you said, we need to understand group economics. There's no way in the world we're going to survive by just trying to do it by ourselves. We've got to come together as a community, as a group of like-minded people, and say, hey, what we're going to do, because they're going to raise the taxes on it. Well, of course, when they're going to raise the taxes on it, people are going to be mad, people are going to be fussing out in the street, but we ain't got time for that, because the government said, look, we ain't got no choice, we got to do something.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
they got to do something.
I mean, we have to get better at working with each other. I mean, I've been in business now for the past 3 years, and I've learned the most valuable lessons that I probably could have learned doing business. And I believe that everybody needs to be doing business because there's a difference between doing business and making money. Right. And a lot of people don't really understand what that difference is, and they won't realize it until they actually start doing business. And so creating that network marketing, a lot of people are like, oh, MLM, network marketing, but I'm sorry, that's the only way that we're going to be able to increase our income is through network marketing. You're not going to be able to increase your income at that job.
No,
that they give you a 25-cent raise a year. And the income goes, the living expenses go up 3%. Like, that is done.
Exactly. And remember, it's the same type of paycheck. It's not like you're going to be making more or less. You know, if you're on a salary, they're not going to raise it for you. And then even if you're working overtime, you're going to get taxed on that anyway.
Right.
So basically, you're going to have to find another stream of revenue just in case they just say, you know what, I got to close the door. And I remember when they closed down a Hostess Twinkie factory, and the people went there to work, it was a bread company, and they went to work, and the door is closed. Sorry, the door is closed.
Yeah, fam, what y'all doing? Yeah.
What? You know, I don't have no. Well, what about my paycheck? You ain't getting no paycheck today.
I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to talk on that too. When anything is guaranteed to you, it's not worth it.
No.
That somebody can tell you that you're fired is not worth it. You know, I know a lot of people like, man, I don't want to be an entrepreneur. It's so much work. You sweating 40 hours of the day, 40 hours of the week anyway.
For somebody else.
For somebody else. So the thing about it is, if you don't want to be a business owner, get something that brings another source of revenue in there.
Exactly.
So the more streams of revenue that you have coming in, the better your life be. You got 10 bills going out. You got one source of income coming in, and most people are not in different tax brackets. So that's the same reason why people be in the same position they be in. They go to a job, they don't care about them. Well, I mean, per se. Because I know some people out there, my job love me, my job love me.
I know.
If you stop doing what you doing, they are not going to rock with you no more. It's guaranteed.
And I don't know any job that they give you the little 2-week vacation, but our company and our business, they pay for our vacation. When we hit our goals and we do the things that we're supposed to do to produce, we have an all-expense paid vacation. We get the time off. That's right. And we get a vacation on top of it. And so it's getting with different partnership and different businesses that are going to, basically, I don't want to say reward you, but reward you for what you're doing. Right. You know what I mean? Our jobs are not rewarding us. You know what I mean? The PTO and the sick time, like, you got to figure out what you're going to use for what. Like, that just sounds crazy to me.
Like, this is how I met Leo, is because we worked at a certain job together. But basically, it was just like we were just living from paycheck to paycheck. And then when they did give us a little bonus, it was at the end of the month and the end of the year. And because there was no rate increase. And we were like, really? This is what I get? Wow. It was like a piece of measly crumbs. Definitely. I said, oh, no, it's time for me to go. My worth is more than that.
Creating a team. A lot of people think that they can do it on their own. I'm sorry. You cannot do it on your own.
No.
You cannot do it on your own. You have to have a team. You have to have a squad. You have
to have a team.
Everybody has strengths and weaknesses, and we all come together to basically reach out and make sure that we're able to pull each other up.
Definitely. And you're not lying. That goes back into the group economics. And also, it goes apart into like making stuff a part of your culture. If it's not a part of your culture, you're just not gonna do it.
That's right.
Just you really have to think about that. If mannerisms is not a part of your culture, you're not gonna do it.
That's right.
If finance is not a part of your culture, you're not gonna do it. If health not a part of your finances, I mean, really, if health not a part of your culture, really, the health, you really ain't gonna be a part of it.
Right.
Chris Rock said, if you check out his Breakfast Club interview, it was great. The man said the saddest part of the funeral is when the people eat the same food that helped kill the
Kills
people.
the person. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy. So the thing about this, how we need to do it, we have to make this a part of our foundation. If you have children, you have a very big responsibility to the world.
Yes, you do.
And you're a role model if you like it or not. So whatever that you do at home, they're
That's
going to
right.
end up taking that into the streets.
That's right.
So
That's
we
right.
need to make certain parts of our lives into our children's foundation so they can grow up and be business owners. If somebody tells you to go to college, they just telling you to go somewhere and be a well-paid employee.
Right, and that's what we need to start. But see, they taught us that. And when you go to college, you get a job. So they put it in our head. You get a job. They never see. But the rich and elite, they don't teach their children to get a job. They teach them when you're going to run this company,
Rich
and
dad,
when you
poor
run
dad.
this company, and then when you start this business, I'm gonna hand this business to you. But we don't teach that, and that's called economics, because that's one of the things that they never taught us is economics. But now we're becoming much wiser and much smarter. And like I tell my grandchildren, like, look, okay, I'm going to show you how to make these pies, because you know what? You're going to learn how to run a business for yourself. Okay, you don't like the pie? I said, you know what? I want you to clean this yard, because there's so many people's yard that needs cleaning. You're going to learn how to set your own business, because by the time you get to my age or in your 20s or 30s, there may not be a job for you, but you're going to learn how to make a job for yourself. And you're going to start at 14 and 15 years old.
That's right.
That's
That's
fact.
right.
You're making it part of their
Junior
culture.
achievement, exactly.
Making it part of their culture.
And that's what we need to start teaching our children. Well, we're going to take a little break for a minute. I'm going to put on this tape, and this talk was 2017. It's about 11 minutes of it, and it's going to talk about how the beginning of the end, the U.S. economy about to get slammed by a major recession. I'm telling you, it's all on the news. Everybody know it's coming. So we need to start preparing ourselves. And like, my guest talk about today, we got to talk about group economics.
That's a fact.
Because we're not going to make it just by ourselves. There's no way you can. So.
2017, the beginning of the end. The U.S. economy is about to get slammed by a major recession. This is by Michael Snyder, and it was posted on February 9th. This article was written by Michael Snyder and originally published